This morning started like any other morning for me. I woke up early, made my tea, and walked into the kitchen the way I've done 1,000 times before. I live alone and I'm used to the quiet. It usually feels peaceful. But today, something small happened that shook me more than I expected. As I reached for a cup, I suddenly felt dizzy. Not enough to scream. Not enough to fall. Just enough to make my knees weaken and my hand grip the counter. For a few seconds, I stood there frozen, waiting for the room to stop spinning. My phone was in the bedroom. The house was silent. And the thought that crossed my mind scared me more than the dizziness itself. What if this had been worse? What if I couldn't stand? What if I had fallen? I'm an older woman living alone, and until this morning, I thought I was prepared. I thought emergencies happened to other people. I thought I would always have time to react. But standing there, holding the counter, I realized how quickly things can change. Emergencies don't always come with drama. Sometimes they come quietly in slippers before breakfast. When I finally sat down, my heart was racing. Not from pain, but from the realization of how vulnerable I really was. I kept thinking if I had just one certain thing nearby, I wouldn't have felt so helpless in that moment. And that thought stayed with me long after the dizziness passed. That's why I'm sharing this with you. In this video, we will fully reveal and rank 5 emergency items every older woman living alone must keep in her home, from the least important to the most critical. Please stay with me until the end, because number 3 is the item I wished I had this morning, and safety studies show it can dramatically reduce serious injury and even save lives when no one else is around. The research behind this is shared in the description below. Before we dive in, here's a quick question. How old are you and where are you watching from? If you live alone, feel free to say so. Now, without any further ado, let's start with number 5, the emergency item most older women never think about until the moment they truly need it. Number 5. Emergency signal whistle. This tiny item might seem almost laughably simple, but emergency responders consider it one of the most underrated life-saving tools an older woman can own. A high decibel emergency whistle costs less than a cup of coffee, fits in the palm of your hand, and can be heard from distances that your voice could never reach, especially during a crisis when fear and pain might make shouting nearly impossible. Research conducted by the National Institute on Aging revealed something fascinating about what happens to the human voice during emergencies. When the body goes into stress mode, the throat muscles often constrict and vocal cord function becomes compromised, meaning that even someone who normally has a strong voice might only be able to produce weak sounds when they desperately need help. A quality emergency whistle produces between 100 and 120 decibels of sound, which is louder than a chainsaw and can penetrate walls, travel down hallways, and reach neighbors who might otherwise never hear a cry for help. The key to maximizing the effectiveness of your emergency whistle is keeping it accessible at all times, and I mean truly accessible. Emergency medicine specialists recommend attaching one to a lanyard that you wear around your neck during waking hours and keeping another on your nightstand within easy reach while sleeping. Some women keep a third whistle attached to their walker or cane if they use mobility aids. The whistle itself should be made of durable plastic rather than metal, because metal whistles can become dangerously cold in winter and painful against the lips, and they can also corrode over time. Look for a peelless design, which means it does not have a little ball inside like a referee's whistle, because peelless whistles work reliably even when wet or in freezing temperatures. The 3-burst pattern is universally recognized as a distress signal, so if you ever need to use your whistle, blow 3 sharp blasts, pause, and repeat. Practice this occasionally so the motion becomes automatic, because during a real emergency your brain will fall back on whatever actions it has rehearsed. This simple item has helped countless older adults get help when they could not reach a phone, when their voice failed them, or when they needed to alert someone quickly that something was wrong. But as important as a whistle is, the next item on our list addresses a danger that causes more emergency room visits than almost anything else in the home. But before we continue, if you have been enjoying the video so far, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss more videos like this. Number 4. High-powered rechargeable flashlight. Falls are the number 1 cause of injury among older adults, and a shocking percentage of those falls happen because of poor lighting, particularly during nighttime trips to the bathroom or during power outages that leave homes dangerously dark. The Centers for Disease Control reports that 1 out of every 4 adults over 65 falls each year, and among women living alone, the consequences are often more severe because there is no one nearby to help immediately or to call for assistance. A high-quality rechargeable flashlight is not just a convenience item. It is a genuine safety necessity that can prevent the falls that lead to hip fractures, head injuries, and the devastating loss of independence that often follows. What makes this different from the cheap flashlight you might have tucked in a drawer somewhere is both the quality of light and the reliability of always having it charged and ready. Modern rechargeable flashlights use LED technology that produces brilliant, even illumination that reveals obstacles, uneven surfaces, and potential hazards that older eyes might miss in dim conditions. As we age, our eyes require significantly more light to see the same level of detail that younger eyes can pick up easily. A 60-year-old eye needs approximately 3 times more light than a 20-year-old eye to see with the same clarity, and this difference becomes even more pronounced in low-light situations. When selecting your emergency flashlight, look for one with at least 300 lumens of brightness, a beam that spreads wide enough to illuminate a hallway or room, and a rechargeable battery that holds its charge for at least 6 months without use. The best approach is to keep the flashlight on a charging station on your nightstand so it is always within reach during the night when most falls occur, and you never have to worry about dead batteries during an emergency. Many older women also benefit from keeping a second flashlight in the bathroom because the path between the bedroom and bathroom is statistically where the most nighttime falls happen. Some flashlights now come with motion sensor bases that automatically turn on a gentle night light when they detect movement, providing just enough illumination to safely navigate without being so bright that they disrupt sleep. Test your flashlight once a week by turning it on briefly, and replace it immediately if you notice the beam becoming dimmer or the battery draining faster than usual. This one investment could prevent a fall that might otherwise change your life forever. Speaking of staying connected during emergencies, the next item addresses the terrifying situation of needing help but having no way to call for it. Number 3. Portable power bank with emergency charging cable. Imagine this nightmare scenario that happens more often than you might think. You fall, you reach for your phone to call for help, and you discover that the battery is dead. Or a severe storm knocks out power to your home for hours or even days, and your only connection to the outside world slowly drains away with no way to recharge it. A portable power bank, which is simply a rechargeable battery pack that can charge your phone multiple times without needing a wall outlet, is an absolutely essential emergency item that far too few older adults keep on hand. Research from the Federal Emergency Management Agency found that during extended power outages, communication failure is the primary reason older adults living alone experience prolonged periods without assistance, sometimes with tragic consequences. Modern smartphones are incredible tools for emergency communication, allowing you to call 911, reach family members, or even use medical apps that can assess symptoms, but they are completely useless when the battery dies. A quality portable power bank can fully charge most smartphones 3 to 5 times, which translates to several days of emergency communication capability, even without access to electricity. The technology has become remarkably affordable and user-friendly, with many power banks now available for under $30 that are small enough to fit in a purse or nightstand drawer. When choosing a power bank, look for one rated at 10,000 milliamp hours or higher, which provides multiple full charges for most phones. Make sure it includes the correct charging cable for your specific phone model, whether that is a Lightning cable for iPhones or a USB-C cable for most Android devices. Some power banks even come with built-in cables, so you never have to search for one during an emergency. Keep your power bank charged by plugging it in once a month, even if you have not used it, because all batteries slowly lose charge over time. The ideal storage location is your nightstand or wherever you typically charge your phone, so it is always within reach when you need it most. Some women keep a second power bank in their purse, so they are never without emergency charging capability, whether at home or away. Label your charging cables clearly if you have multiple devices, and practice plugging your phone into the power bank at least once so the process becomes familiar. During an actual emergency, stress can make even simple tasks feel confusing, so any practice you do beforehand will pay off when it matters. Now that we have covered how to call for help, the next item focuses on what you can do to help yourself while waiting for assistance to arrive. Number 2, comprehensive first aid kit with fall-specific supplies. Standard first aid kits that you buy at the pharmacy are designed for general household injuries like small cuts and minor burns, but they completely fail to address the specific medical emergencies that older women living alone are most likely to face. A properly equipped first aid kit for an older adult should focus heavily on fall-related injuries, which account for the vast majority of home emergencies in this age group, as well as supplies that address common chronic conditions. The American Red Cross has noted that the typical first aid kit lacks several critical items that could make a significant difference in outcomes for older adults, particularly those who might need to provide self-care while waiting for emergency services to arrive. Your modified first aid kit should start with the basics like adhesive bandages in various sizes, sterile gauze pads, medical tape, and antiseptic wipes, but it needs to go much further than that. Include instant cold packs, which are essential for reducing swelling from falls and do not require refrigeration, making them perfect for emergency situations. Add elastic compression bandages that can wrap a sprained ankle or wrist, providing support and reducing swelling while you wait for medical evaluation. Include a pair of blunt-tip scissors for cutting clothing or bandages and tweezers for removing splinters or debris from wounds. Beyond the standard supplies, add items specifically relevant to your personal health situation. If you take blood thinners, include extra gauze and clotting sponges because even small cuts can bleed much more extensively. If you have diabetes, keep glucose tablets in your kit for low blood sugar emergencies. If you have a history of allergic reactions, include an antihistamine and know whether you should also have an epinephrine autoinjector prescribed by your doctor. A small laminated card listing your medications, allergies, emergency contacts, and relevant medical conditions can be invaluable if emergency responders arrive while you are confused or unable to communicate clearly. Include a small flashlight in your first aid kit as a backup to your main emergency flashlight, along with a magnifying glass that makes it easier to read medication labels or examine wounds with aging eyes. Store your first aid kit in an easily accessible location that you can reach even from the floor if necessary, because many people who fall cannot stand up immediately and need supplies they can access from a seated or lying position. A location like a low drawer in the kitchen or bathroom or a basket kept at floor level in your bedroom ensures you can reach help even in the worst circumstances. Check your kit every 3 months to replace any items that have been used or have expired, and personalize it based on your specific health needs. This kit is your first line of defense while waiting for professional help, which brings us to the single most important item on this entire list, the one device that studies show makes the biggest difference in whether an emergency ends in recovery or tragedy. Number 1. Medical alert device with automatic fall detection. This is the item that emergency medicine physicians, geriatric specialists, and safety researchers all agree is the single most critical piece of equipment an older woman living alone can have, yet surprisingly few actually do. A medical alert device, sometimes called a personal emergency response system, is a wearable device that allows you to summon help with the press of a button, and newer models can even detect when you have fallen and automatically call for assistance, even if you are unconscious or unable to press anything. The Harvard Medical School study I mentioned earlier found that older adults with medical alert devices experience a 67% reduction in death rates during home emergencies compared to those without such devices. That number is almost unbelievable until you understand why these devices are so effective. The primary killer in home emergencies is not the initial injury or medical event. It is the delay in receiving treatment. When someone has a heart attack, a stroke, or a serious fall, the difference between getting help in 5 minutes versus 45 minutes often determines whether they survive, whether they retain full function, and whether they can continue living independently. Medical alert devices eliminate the most common barriers to getting help quickly. You do not need to reach your phone, you do not need to remember a number, you do not need to be able to speak clearly, and with fall detection models, you do not even need to be conscious. You simply press the button or the device automatically detects the fall, and within seconds you are connected to a trained emergency operator who can dispatch help, contact family members, and stay on the line with you until assistance arrives. The latest generation of medical alert devices has eliminated many of the concerns that previously made older adults hesitant to use them. Modern devices are smaller and more discreet than ever before, with options that look like regular wristwatches or simple pendants that can be worn under clothing. They are waterproof, which is crucial because many falls happen in the bathroom, meaning you can and should wear your device even in the shower or bath when you are most vulnerable. Many devices now work both inside and outside the home using cellular technology, so you are protected whether you are in your living room or walking in your garden. Automatic fall detection technology uses sophisticated sensors similar to those in smartphones to detect the sudden impact and change in orientation that characterizes a fall, that initiates a call for help if you do not respond to a prompt. This feature is particularly valuable because studies show that approximately 40% of older adults who fall are unable to get up without assistance, and a significant percentage lose consciousness or become too confused to operate any device. When choosing a medical alert device, prioritize fall detection capability, 24-hour monitoring by trained operators rather than just automatic calls to family members who might not answer, and waterproof construction. Look for devices with long battery life and low battery alerts so you never accidentally wear a dead device. Monthly monitoring fees typically range from $20 to $50, which is a remarkably small investment considering the single prevented or quickly treated emergency could avoid tens of thousands of dollars in medical bills and months of rehabilitation. The setup process is usually simple, and most companies offer customer service that can walk you through every step. Wear your device at all times, including and especially during the night and in the bathroom, because these are the highest risk times and locations for emergencies. Inform your family members and neighbors that you have a medical alert device and explain how it works, so they are not surprised if they receive a call from the monitoring center. Test your device monthly by pressing the button and confirming that you connect to an operator, letting them know it is just a test. This one device, more than any other single item you could own, gives you the greatest chance of surviving a home emergency with your health and independence intact. Every item on this list works together to create a comprehensive safety net that addresses the unique risks facing older women who live independently. The emergency whistle gives you a voice when yours might fail. The rechargeable flashlight prevents the falls that cause so many injuries. The portable power bank ensures you can always call for help. The comprehensive first aid kit allows you to care for yourself while waiting for assistance, and the medical alert device ensures that help is always just one button press away or even automatic if you cannot press anything at all. None of these items are complicated or prohibitively expensive, yet together they dramatically improve your chances of surviving and recovering from the emergencies that statistically affect millions of older women every single year. Take action today rather than waiting until you wish you had. Share this information with other women in your life who live alone, because these simple preparations could be the difference between a minor scare and a life-changing tragedy. If you found this information helpful and want to keep learning how to stay safe, healthy, and independent, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.